Radio Breakfast Show. Our sincere apologies again for that interview, which we could not bring you that interview with Honorable Oke Okafor, the NDC candidate for Olu Osu East Federal constituency in Imo State. That interview could not hold again, but we hope that in subsequent programs we'll be able to bring him here, to the studio, or to have an interview with him in the studio here on Overt Radio. All right, so let's continue our regular program here this morning. And what I'll be talking about this morning is the controversial remarks made by Senator Francis Fadausi, who has been invited by the police. He will appear at the state CID this morning, Wednesday morning. He will appear at the state CID Wednesday morning for questioning. Of course, he will be questioned why he made such remark, yesterday. I think it wasn't yesterday though. I think it was days before that. So I will be talking about what he did, the consequences of him, the consequences of his action. Okay, but after that video went viral on social media, Adeleke, the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, called for the arrest of Fadausi. So let me take that story. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has urged security authorities to immediately arrest Senator Francis Fadausi following an alleged call for violence against members of the Accord Party and their families. Adeleke made the demand on Tuesday while addressing journalists ahead of the August 15 governorship election as political tensions continue to rise across the state. The governor referenced a viral video which he claimed showed Fadausi directing his supporters to target Accord Party members. Accord Party, the members or leaders. According to Adeleke, the alleged directive extended to the relatives of the politicians if the leaders could not be located. This is very grave. I didn't even know that it was to the leaders of Accord Party. Okay, all right. Adeleke said in a statement yesterday, in an address yesterday, the second issue has to do with the viral video of a 7th senator, Francis Fadausi, who today called for the killing of Accord Party leaders and their families. How can you say that as a senator? How can you say that as a senator? In the video, the senator even threatened that where they cannot get party leaders, they should kill their wives and children. And he said that he was talking about killing them in the votes during the election, killing the Accord Party members with votes. This statement is grave in its entirety. Adeleke further alleged that authorities had issued a directive for the arrest of Accord Party leaders in Osun State, claiming they could be transferred to Abuja and detained until after the election. We have credible report that a police signal has arrived in Osun directing immediate arrest of Accord Party leaders, he said. We also know that the directive includes that they should be taken to Abuja immediately and should not be released until Monday, that is next week Monday, after the election might have been concluded. I have spoken to the Inspector General of Police about the reported directive to arrest Accord Party leaders, Adeleke said, but I am appealing to him that if this development is true, it is illegal and present Nigeria as a lawless country, he said. As a lawless country. So the police this yesterday has summoned Senator Francis Fadausi of Osun East Senatorial District to appear before the state CID for questioning. All right. So, like I said this morning during my analysis, that it's like our political leaders, our political office holders, they do not know the sacred opposition position they occupy. They don't know that the elective post is a sacred position, is a sacred post. For somebody to decide to vote for you, because the election that you contested and won, that election, a whole lot of things went through that election. The country was shut down. There was no movement during the day of that election. A lot of money, time, energy was spent in organizing, in conducting that election that brought you in, that brought you in as senator of a federal republic of Nigeria. You are a senator. You are representing, a senatorial district that is recognized. And for you to start saying such thing, I don't know what else to describe it. Is it an act of intolerance? Is it because you've been, I don't want to say things that will not go well. This shouldn't be coming from you. You are a senator of a federal republic of Nigeria. You are a senator of a federal republic of Nigeria. That means you are representing the government in your senatorial district. That is what it means. You are representing the president in your senatorial district. You are representing the governor in your senatorial district. That is what it means. And for you to start issuing such unguarded remarks is uncalled for. It is immature. And the statement he put out yesterday, let me go through that statement. All right, let me go through that statement. Yeah, he put out a statement yesterday. Father will say backtrack, says kill accord remark was political and metaphorical. What do you mean by that? Let me read what he backtracking that statement. This Senator Francis Father will say a federal lawmaker representing Osun East Senatorial District has rejected claims that he urged supporters of the All Progressive Congress to attack members of the Accord Party ahead of the scheduled August 15, 2026 governorship election in Osun State. Father Osi came under fire after a video surfaced online showing him speaking in Yoruba while allegedly instructing APC supporters in Ilesha to kill members of Accord found in the town before and on election day. Reacting to the controversy, Father Osi's media team said Tuesday that his statement had been taken out of context and was intended as a political appeal to defeat the Accord Party at the polls. That is arrant nonsense. Just like my HOD will say, that is arrant nonsense. You can't be saying this that you were quoted out of context, and that is what most of these politicians, that's what they say when they make unguarded remarks. When they will respond to that, they will say they are quoted out of context. You can't say that you are quoted out of context. You cannot tell Nigerians that. You cannot tell Nigerians that you are quoted out of context. In a statement titled "Kill Osun Accord with Votes, Not Violence," the lawmaker said his viral comment was a call on supporters to overwhelmingly reject the Accord Party at the ballot box through lawful, peaceful, and democratic means during the August 15 governorship election. For the avoidance of doubts, the senator's statement was purely political and metaphorical. The statement reads, at no point did Senator Fadaosi advocate violence. So what was he doing when he was making such statement? What was he addressing? What was he advocating? The word kill is violent already. Even if you say to kill them at the vote, at the election or at the polling unit, it's violent already. Intimidating or any form of physical attack against members or supporters of the Accord Party or any other political party. His consistent position has always been that elections should be decided by the votes of the people and not by force. Okay, I remember I would have played that audio when he appeared on TVC yesterday. He was giving account of how members of his supporters were killed in 2015 or so, or 2025. So it is because of the nature of politics in Osun State that led to the violence. So he was giving account of how he lost some of his supporters, and may their soul rest in peace. We are not saying that, and so what, may their soul rest in peace. The senator urged candidates, political parties, supporters and voters to avoid actions capable of disrupting the electoral process, stressing the need for peace before, during and after Saturday's poll. He equally appealed to security agencies to maintain professionalism and provide an environment where eligible voters can participate freely without intimidation or fear. Senator Fadahunsi remains committed to democratic values, issue-based campaigns, and a credible electoral process. He believes that the will of the people freely expressed through the ballot must always prevail. The statement added, "We therefore appeal to members of the public not to misinterpret or deliberately distort the senator's comments, my God, as they were clearly intended to encourage electoral victory through the power of the ballot and not through violence." This is a very bad PR from his media team. It has been you have created a damage already. A damage has been made. The word sorry was not even included in the statement. This is a bad PR for the senator, and it's a bad PR. And if Osun people were, I believe they will be sensitive, but I don't know. If the over 2 million voters, over 2 million registered voters that will partake in Saturday's election, if they were to consider this statement, you can't say this in a developed country and still win an election. The party, a party leader cannot make such statement in a developed democracy, in a developed country, and expect that party to win that election. The people will vote against you based on what you've said. You'll be voted against. They will vote against you. This is a bad PR for the senator, because common sense suggests if you would have said, "Oh, I am very sorry. I never intend to do any harm. I withdraw that statement. I am sorry. Although I was misquoted, but that word 'I'm sorry' would bring some level of healing in the minds of the people." But you are still saying that remains committed to democratic values. These are just grammar, unnecessary grammar. These are unnecessary grammar. The statement that should have been issued by his media team should not be more than 3 paragraphs. It should be apologetic. You should be apologetic in your statement. But with this show of arrogance that who cares? You owe nobody no apology. If the registered voters in Osun people in Osun State were to vote, if they take this very seriously, I don't want to say that the party will not win, but like I said earlier, in a developed country, if voters were to take this seriously, that party will not win that election. it will not win. That party will not win that election if in a developed country, a political party, a party leader, a party chieftain would make such statement days before an election, hours before an election. That political party will not win the election in a developed country. I'm choosing my word carefully. In a developed country. In a developed country, that party will not win that election. Because there are instances where things like this have happened and the party lost the election. Because there are some statements that the President of the United States of America will make. There are some statements that there are some remarks that the President of the United States of America will make. A single sentence, and the next day you will see US stocks falling. You will see the stock market in the United States of America falling because of that single statement that the president made. Might be 5 words, might be a sentence. The stock market in the US will crumble because of such statement. That's to show you that as a leader, you ought not to be, your word should be guarded. You don't just say things anyhow because it is politics. You don't say things anyhow because it is politics. So the police will appear before the State Criminal Investigation Department this morning in Oshobo for questioning, and I believe that if we have a very serious, dedicated and vibrant security agencies, he would have been grounded. He would have been asked not to appear in any public gathering within the next coming days. If I were to be the IGP if I were to be the police IG, I would have served a punishment to Senator Fadausi that, Honorable Senator, you are not above the law. Based on your remark, based on what you said, either you were quoted out of context, because the evidence is there. The evidence is there. If you were quoted out of context or not, but Honorable Senator, based on your remark, we want to place you, we want to ground you for the next 1 month. You should not appear in public. Because if we have a serious security agency, these are the things that should have been done. Place him on house arrest. He should not leave he should not go anywhere. He should not leave his residence for the next 1 month. He should not appear in public. He should not appear in public gathering for the next 1 month. Because we need to start seeing justice. We need to start giving out punishment to erring political office holders in the country. If I were to be the IG, this is what I would do, irrespective of political affiliation. Yes, the IG, okay, you know how things goes in this administration. If I were to be the IG, I will issue a house arrest. You should remain at your rest at home for the next 1 month. You should not be seen in public gathering. Okay, you can be allowed to vote. Okay, cast your vote and go straight to your residence, go straight to your house, and remain there for the next 1 month to serve as a deterrent. Because we need to start cleaning this country. We need to start thinking right. We need to start doing. If you want to develop, if you want to be like China, if you want to be like Singapore, if you want to be like the United States of America, take for example the Asian countries. See how they deal with corrupt officers. See how they deal with corrupt politicians in their country. Once a political office holder, and once the evidence leveled against him are clear, it is execution straight. They don't give you opportunity to say your own side of the story, just like we're having here in this country, when a politician is accused of money laundering, and after years of court cases, at the end of the day, the politician will say that he's entering into plea bargain. That is an insult. He's entering into plea bargain. Okay, maybe if you're accused of defrauding the state of 3 billion, then you said, okay, let's enter into plea bargain. That 3 billion, you might return like 1.5 billion or 2 billion. What are we encouraging in this country? So I urge the police to do what is expected of them, use their wisdom, because if this senator, if nothing is done on what he has said, it would be a room. Election is even coming next year. Okay, election is coming next year. It will become an opportunity for other political office holders, elected politicians, to start saying things, either those in the opposition or those in the ruling party. At what level? State, federal, local governments, world, district, or what? At what level? So I will not be surprised if nothing is done to this senator. Yes, he's a senator, and so what? As a senator, you are supposed to uphold the tenets of democracy. This is not democratic. What he said is undemocratic. And you call yourself a senator. You should not be doing things like this. All right, Lagos, that is how far I can go this morning. We were expecting an exclusive interview, but that interview was unable to hold. So I just said, let me just do one or two things for the political update.